Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube, this is Annette Dion. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd. Yeah, the Psychic News Network. I just found a quiet spot on the shores of Gloucester. I just moments ago got the news that Kevin McCarthy has been ousted as Speaker of the House. Kevin, whom we refer to as Kevin Marshmallow Jellyfish, hostage of the House, McCarthy. So, yeah, hostage situations aren't the best. So, they're not the most secure. Anyway, behind me, there's a painting of the famous Gloucester sea serpent. About 100 or so years ago, they were seeing a strange creature. It's our version of the Loch Ness Monster. And it was a beautiful painting that was here for years. And then one year, some stupid idiot came and painted white paint over it just to remove it, just because they were a jerk. But anyway, they attempted to kind of repaint it. I'll show it to you. See, it's not as good, but you get the idea. So it's kind of appropriate. Sitting in front of the sea serpent. Beautiful day here in Massachusetts, by the way. Just gorgeous. We've got some rain coming in during the weekend, but really it's been stellar weather. Pretty warm. So I have my cards, and I went to the apple orchard and got some cider donuts. You guys must think I just goof off all the time. It depends. I have my cards, but I was waiting until the final votes came in, and I have been reflecting all day on how many times when I read on Kevin Marshmallow that I got the death card. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he got ousted, because you don't get the death card again and again and have somebody stay the same, put it that way. I'm going to pull 3 cards about how he's doing at the moment. I hope you're having a good Tuesday, October 3rd. As I was kind of strolling down here, I was just reflecting on, oh my gosh, how exhausting this all is, and how we have to stay the course. 1,000 points of light. That was George W. in the debates back in the old days. Stay the course. But we really do have to. So what I'm going to do is pull 3 cards as we stay the course. Sometimes people walk by and I'm like, they must think I'm nuts. But that's okay. Actually, what I get about Kevin McCarthy is he was done anyway. I mean, I just feel like he knew it was coming. He knew he kind of stole it. He knew it was a matter of time. I was interested to see how many Democrats voted to oust Kevin, just in the face of, we don't know who's going to replace him. That's what the psychics are for. The King of Wands. This is what Trump wanted. So, the Two of Wands is here. It's kind of like, just like the vote was, it was like neck and neck. And that's where we are. We're at this real fork in the road point where something's got to give. Something's got to give. I'm not saying that Trump has power. It's just that that's what the Republicans, what the fascists wanted, was for Kevin to not negotiate and come to agreements with the Democrats, as if we are 2 enemy countries, as if we're 2 countries that are battling with each other within the United States. That's called a civil war. So the Two of Wands is like, no one wins when we come to stalemates like this all the time. yeah, okay. So let's see what's gonna happen next, because this just happened like 5 minutes ago. I need to know what the options are in terms of people that would replace him. And I just want to remind everybody that I've always seen Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. And I've always gotten the death card for Kevin McCarthy. So I'm going to do a little bit of research and find out where we stand in terms of, you guys can share if you want, but I'll look it up. What needs to happen for the Democrats to hold the House? It's not very many seats that they're behind by. Thank God for all the people that got out and voted in the midterms. Those are a really, really big deal. Okay. So 3 cards about what happens, the general energy about what happens next. There's going to be more information uncovered about the behind the scenes nefarious deals that have been going on. As a result of this, I feel like when Kevin McCarthy this morning spoke to Hakeem Jeffries, I think it was this morning, they were having a private meeting. I kind of have a sense that Hakeem knows what's hidden behind Kevin McCarthy, i.e. Donald Trump. I don't think Kevin could win. I don't think there's any way that Kevin could have kept his seat. I just don't see where that would have been possible in the face of this kind of energy that's going on. He is, we call him jellyfish. He's absolutely spineless. It's a hard way to go through life. That's a hard way to go through life. Being tossed and turned like a what did Ron DeFascist say? Like a listless vessel. That's Kevin. Not to give credit to Ron DeFascist, but I do see that this is like Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz right now has more plans up his sleeve, but I think that his fate is coming. I think Matt Gaetz is, I don't really even get him reveling. I don't get a gloating Matt Gaetz. I just get a Matt Gaetz who's like, let's see what happens next. Because they're really in this place, him in particular, where it's like he doesn't really know what will benefit him the most. He doesn't really know. And what I'm feeling like is that he's in this place right now. That Gaetz is in this place right now where it's kind of like walking a tightrope, gonna try some things, not sure if they're gonna work, not likely to work. He can't figure it out. I get that Matt Gaetz is working on figuring out how he can benefit from this, but it's not very clear. So there's that. And the Four of Wands is indicative that it's going to be a bit of a kind of an adjustment. It's going to be kind of a time of sort of like, the Four of Wands is like the 4 corners of a house. So right now it's going to be kind of like holding steady, staying stable from now till the end of the year. I'm not sure if he loses his seat immediately. Kevin. I'm not sure if what I see is a stalemate. I see stalemates all over the place. I'm not sure if anything's going to be able to get done in our government. I'm not seeing anything really being able to be achieved between now and the end of the year. It does feel like things will be shifting after the end of December. So be ready for a lame duck Congress for a little while. I know that's not the best news. But let's see how we'll fare under that. Under kind of a lame duck Congress. Let's see how we'll fare. These girls are debating whether to go in the ocean. Just go. I would if I had my bathing suit on. So how are we going to fare as a nation with this new development? Let's see. So I have the Four of Wands and I have the Four of Swords. We're going to be in a stalemate. It's going to put us behind. It's going to put us behind the rest of the world. Not all of the world, but it's going to put us behind a little bit of manufacturing and things that really need to get done and get passed. Man, it's like a Congress in a stalemate. So I have the Four of Swords and I have the King of Swords. I actually feel like this is Hakim. Kind of running things behind the scene, getting something. It's kind of like damage control. Between now and December, the end of December, something's going to shift. And there's another person in Congress who's a Democrat who's going to be working. I mean, I always see Hakeem working with Nancy Pelosi, but this is Hakeem and another person in government. Looks like a Democrat. Might be Jamie Raskin or Dan Goldman, who are going to be working on in Congress, just working on at least getting some little things. You know, there's a lot of damage control and getting some things handled. I see a couple things being voted on successfully, but they're minor between now and the end of the year. All right, let's and then the other cards that are coming up are the Hierophant and the Star. So in the meantime, we will be strengthening our Constitution. So it could be, you know, I always say in the down times when things that you are wanting to have happen aren't really happening. You know, like I remember reading a tarot book one time and it said about, I think it was about the Four of Swords, when fishermen can't go out fishing, they're mending their nets at the dock. So this feels like a mending the nets kind of a time. And really looking at our Constitution, and the Democrats looking at our Constitution and seeing how we can make it stronger between now and the end of the year especially. I feel like there's going to be time for that, since there's not much that can really happen with this kind of stalemate we'll be in. I'm going to repeat, I always have seen Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. And in a way, I feel like he's kind of a ghost Speaker of the House right now, like a ghost writer. Like a ghost writer is a person that writes the book for somebody. And I see Hakeem, and Nancy Pelosi's playing a role there too. I see Hakeem and Nancy and somebody else, another Democrat. I think it's Jamie Raskin, because I'm getting all that information about the Constitution, and he's a constitutional scholar. Let's take a look at how this is going to affect the impeachment inquiry. Remember, I mean, this just happened, but when I'm thinking back to, you know, McCarthy made promises, made agreements with the Biden administration that he just, no, I'm not going to keep those agreements. Went ahead and said yes to an impeachment inquiry with no evidence, which is definitely why so many Democrats voted to oust him. And let's take a look at how that impeachment inquiry is going to go. The guys just said, nowhere. Nowhere. This is like the big news today. I'm not sure what else I need to read on in its immediacy. The impeachment inquiry. There's a Four of Swords again, the Five of Cups. This is about the impeachment inquiry. It's going nowhere. going nowhere. This is loss. This is being stuck. This is like, give it a rest, you guys. Give this stupid impeachment inquiry a rest. The United States, we're going to come back. I recently, last week, did a reading. I'm trying to remember where I was. Probably in Maine. I did a reading. And in that reading, I saw, it surprised me. I saw the Republicans having a comeback that felt more like the normal thinking, not crazy. It's just going to be a matter of time. It's going to work its way out. This is going to work its way out. I mean, if it's helpful to you, visualize the fascists just no longer being there. The temperance is saying, you know, this is kind of what I'm talking about, is just kind of wait, kind of hang out and wait. Kind of energy. There's that. Because they'll go through these hearings and they will get nowhere. There's a lot of cards today that indicate like hitting the pause button, totally hitting the pause button. I'm going to take a look at how this is going to affect the Democrats. There's this person standing there just staring at the ocean. Right over here. Maybe she's eavesdropping. Tends to happen. How are the Democrats going to do after? How are they going to fare after this big shift? More Democrats running in elections winning. Chant that every day. Well, the Two of Cups is just showing itself. It doesn't mean they're going to be making out. The Two of Cups just means that the Democrats are going to come together in agreement more now that they have an opportunity to really come together as a Democratic Party and work together and be in solidarity and decide all together what them. It's kind of like a mission statement, what their main goal will be from this point moving forward. This is Pelosi. This is Pelosi kind of guiding and leading the way. And there's that Five of Swords. It'll be. It's kind of like trying to move quickly when you have like a ball and chain attached. It kind of feels like that. But it also feels, there's also a feeling of separating the chaff from the wheat with this. But I see the strong will survive, kind of. I see the strong Democrats will really survive and get the Democratic Party to be stronger. She left. The Six of Pentacles is there's going to be a lot of information coming up about the people in Congress that are insurrectionists. So that's going to shift some things too. I would say, based on what I'm picking up here, that this is a time to just meditate on what you want to see happen and just keep your eye on the goal, keep your eye on the prize. We are going to have our democracy back. We are going to have a strong democracy back. Speaking of back, I'm going to turn around and lean up against this rock. I should always carry a pillow. The lighting's changing, so it's kind of nice. Alrighty. Well, this is easier without all that distraction. The castle. Do sign up for tarot in 2 hours at the castle. It's over to my left. Not that island. I mean, kind of further left. You can't see. You can't see it from here, but it's not far from where I am. All right. Excuse me. Hang on, we're in a pile of pebbles here. That's better. I'm going to take a look at how the Biden administration is doing in the face of, just how Joe Biden's feeling in the face of this. Kevin McCarthy being ousted. And I actually feel like it's distressing. I mean, it is distressing. We have a government that's dysfunctional right now. All because of Donald Trump. We'll read on him too before I go. How's the Biden administration feeling about... I mean, I have mixed feelings about it, about Kevin McCarthy being ousted. The only reason I have mixed feelings about it is because we don't know who's going to replace him. And we don't know if whoever replaces him, even though I think it's Hakeem Jeffries, I don't know how that's going to work. It just seems like Democrats are going to get in more and Republicans are going to get ousted more. They just did it to Kevin. But it's not good. I mean, we started the year with them unable to vote for him until they took him completely hostage, Kevin, I mean. And that was a very uncomfortable time. And then we have Tuberville, who's, holding up the military promotions still. And they're putting this country in a very precarious place, because if we don't have a government that's working, that makes us vulnerable too. So as far as how the Biden administration feels about this, let's see. It's a loss for the entire country that we have people that were voted into office, sort of, fascists voted into office, sort of, that are refusing to take a stand for their constituents and for our Constitution. It's very distressing. There's that Two of Cups again. This is a time that we're in right now where we're going to have to do a balancing act until the Democrats can take back over. It's a really good time for us to honestly be working hard at saving our democracy. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. And since it's Tuesday in a little while at 7 Eastern Time, every single Tuesday, we do a guided meditation for a Healed America group. So please join us for that. Just put your email address in and you'll get the information. The Eight of Wands is indicative of, even though the Biden administration knows we're in a dysfunctional time, I'm picking up a lot of energy on them going, okay, Kevin's out, let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's make our plan solid. I feel a brand new energy coming in with the Democrats. It's not that anything can really happen quickly, but just in terms of being hyper-focused on messaging and getting out the vote and getting past these voting suppression tactics and all that. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Donald Trump, his standing right now, his standing between himself and the justice system. I'm going to pull 3 cards about DJT. Like I said earlier, as I was walking down here just to find a place to set up and do a reading for you, it's mind-boggling how much news there always is. And it boggles my mind that it seems like a lot of Americans have no idea what's going on. We got to change that. So Trump's standing today with all his criminal felonies, indictments, the 9 of Swords. Trump is in a bad place, health-wise, mental health-wise, really bad. The 8 of Pentacles. No matter what Trump does, he cannot get out of the trouble that he's in. There's too much evidence, and I pick up that he's seeing how much money he can get from overseas. That's what I'm getting on Trump. But Jack Smith can trace all the, he can follow the money. he can follow the money, and he can find out. Just like Trump can't flee the country, they have their eyes on him all the time. Before we go, I'm going to pick 3 cards. I'm going to pick 3 cards about how Kevin is doing emotionally with all this. I think he's going to go on a drinking binge. No, I don't know if he... I don't think he's a non-drinker. Well, it looks like Kevin McCarthy thinks he'll still have a job in politics. I don't even know if he's a Speaker of the House. Is he also a senator? This is me. Fully outing myself on my ignorance. Not sure how that works, but I feel like Kevin's kind of relieved that at least it's over now. And he doesn't have to wait and see if he's going to get ousted, because he's been ousted. I see that Kevin McCarthy is he's relieved. That's what I see. He's relieved. Disappointed but relieved. And you know what I get too is no one else wants the job. I didn't bring my pendulum, but when I do reading for you tomorrow night, we'll look at when the Democrats are going to take back the House. The Prince of Pentacles, yeah. Kevin's made a lot of enemies, but they were never really his friends. That's what he's recognizing. And Kathy Beale and I have been talking about Kevin's in his Saturn return, which is when Saturn returns every 30 years to where it was when you were born. And it's not the easiest time in life. It's really when the rubber hits the road, you know. And you either reap rewards for hard work that you've done and being true to yourself and other people, or the hammer comes down. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the New York case against Trump. The Constitution wins against Trump. The United States wins against Trump. Broke. The women win against Trump. There's that. Oh, those guys are having fun. They're fishing right off the beach there. It really, we are too spoiled. This day is better than we deserve. I'll pull 3 more questions for the collective reading to let you know what's going to happen over the next 24 hours or so. And do join us at Grassroots of Democracy. Over the next 24 hours, we're going to see more sparring, more fighting, more loss, but we know that's what's happening for our country. Our country's going to come back and we're going to be strong. So I just want you to realize that through all this insanity, there are so many democracy groups that have popped up. I just talked to an organization today. You know, we're going to join forces. We're talking about creating a civics app if we can get it funded at Grassroots of Democracy. There's all kinds of stuff happening. And like I was mentioning, it's really a lot to keep up with, but a lot of people are keeping up with what's going on in this country. Our lives and our livelihoods depend on it. So keep in mind that you do matter and you do make a difference, because we are all contributing to change happening for the collective together. That's why it's called a collective. All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go watch the sunset. See you guys at 7 if you're coming to Grassroots of Democracy. If you'd like to book a reading, please go ahead and do that at psychicannetdion.com. Join us for tarot in 2 hours at the castle. October 11th, that's on my website, psychicannetdion.com. And tomorrow I'll be back at 7. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live streaming at 7 where we talk about it. All right, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Namaste.